Hello, the next part of what we actually do in this module is called equilibrium, and it's quite a hard topic to teach from home. So what I've done is I've thrown in I haven't thrown in something, I've found something else that fits nicely with this module and will strengthen your knowledge, and will also do a little bit of recall for both year 10 and 11. So it works out quite nicely, and it means that when we come back, the year 10s will be able to focus on this and I'll be able to teach them it properly, rather than have you stressing out about something you don't need to stress about. So, day 5, we're going to look at endothermic and exothermic reactions. Now, obviously watch this video to make sure that you know what you're doing. You've got 4 recall questions that are to do with the catalysts that we've in collision theory that you've just been doing the last couple of days, and then you have a little bit of reading to do. So the whole principle of a chemical reaction is that you have enough energy to break the bonds and you have energy that is released when new bonds are made. So it's all about this release of energy each time. And that is whether it is endothermic or exothermic, depends on how much energy there is in the products or in the reactants. And you will see that later on when you look at bond energies. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have to tell me whether these are endothermic or exothermic reactions. Obviously, you might not know, but just have a guess. You at this stage is just to see what you already know. So just make sure that you have a go. Is an ice pack going to be exothermic or endothermic? You have done this in year 8, year 10. You will have done it last year as well. So it's not as if it's something new, but it's something we need to strengthen. On the next one, you have a you have a website you have to click on. You're going to write a definition for exo and endothermic, and you're going to give an example of each type. So it's a really easy, quick task. Next, you are going to give some everyday uses. So what are things that use exothermic reactions? What are things that use endothermic reactions? And I'm looking for 2 specific things that are to do with kind of treating wounds and injuries that you should be able to find out about. Now, the next thing is reaction profiles. So reaction profiles are a graph that shows you kind of the amount of energy that is contained in reactants in the products. So there's a video to watch on YouTube. Again, it's Keith. You're going to complete the remaining slides using what you've learned from that video and what you've read about endothermic and exothermic. Now, these are quite simple. So there's a fill the gaps. You have the words down here, down this side in green. So you can drag them across and put them in, or you can type them in yourself, or you can copy and paste it in a Word document and write the words in. It's up to you. Now the next one is, are these exo or endothermic? So you should be able to recognise from the graph and what you've read whether something is exo or endothermic based on where the energy level is for the reactants and where the energy level is for the products. Now, and then you have this task. This task is split into 2 types. So there's a grade 4 plus and then there's a grade 6 plus. So this question is asking you about the reaction of methane and oxygen. So burning something, having a combustion reaction is adding oxygen. So you have to write the word equation for this. You want a balanced symbol equation. Is the reaction endothermic or exothermic? And then describe what's happening in terms of the energy in the bonds. It's a little bit more difficult for grade 6 because you've got justify your answer. So why is it endothermic or exothermic? And you've got to identify the number. So how many bonds are broken and formed, which is a little bit difficult. If you're really struggling, I would stick with this grade 4 one. If you want a bit of a challenge, do grade 6. After that, you've got this, which some of you have done before. So identify which of the following reactions are chemical or physical. And it's just a quick recap for me to see where you are on your understanding of general reactions and exothermic and endothermic. As always, if you need any help, feel free to ask me or any of your teachers. And thank you for doing such a great job to the people who have been hand and working. I've had some really good quality answers from a lot of you, and it's really good to see. I've marked everybody who's handed any work in. Hopefully, if you're watching this and you're thinking you haven't marked mine, please get in touch and I'll find out. Maybe I've overlooked it in my emails, but I have marked all the ones that I've got in. Right, have fun with that. Bye.